Hey Angie. This is kind of weird. Not gonna lie, it's exciting, but kind of weird. Like homework, Christmas. It's my analogy. It's not sealed. You can use scissors because I get a lot of paper cuts. Not gonna lie, I am worried about verbalizing my thoughts. This sounds so silly. I'm worried about verbalizing my thoughts because my thoughts obviously go a lot faster than my brain. I think I'm cutting the paper. No, I'm not. Okay. There's a cover sheet. Okay, page 1 of 7. I'm a slow reader, so bear with me. Well, I mean, he's just asking for your opinion, but it's still, if you've got the knowledge on it or not, it's irrelevant. He should do his own research and get other opinions other than yours. I mean, yes, you're an interpreter, but you're probably not an expert in residential schools, and even if you were, it's not your place to do or say anything about it. I mean, really, do his own research. Just, yeah. Or, ask his deaf patient. And considering he's a doctor, he should know, too, that they're stupid. I guess they won't. I don't know. Creepy people in the hallway walking by. Sorry. Scandalous. Okay, well, the fact that you've recognized him from the community is irrelevant unless you know him personally, and that's going to get in your way. That should be irrelevant. Have the session, all that. I think at first into the reception desk. And then when the doctor asks you to step aside and so he can talk to you in private for a few minutes, it's completely against the code of ethics. You're not allowed, the whole relaying information and all that. Your job is just to relay communication between. I've got people staring at me. I'm sorry. Talking to no one, it looks like, and technically I am talking to no one, but it's pretty damn silly. Sorry. It's all the thoughts that are going on in my head. You asked for it. It's completely lost my train of thought. But the purpose of our job is to relay communication to relay communication and message and meaning and all that. And that would not be our job, obviously, by stepping aside with the doctor, especially since you don't know the therapist. Interesting. people walking by, sorry. Okay, so the interpreter who's supposed to show up for the group counseling got in a car accident for x-rays, which is completely irrelevant to the story. Anyways, my first question is it demanding because it's a long session? Or that there's going to be people talking over each other, or what part of it's demanding? That's just my curiosity more than anything. But I don't know, like, the group session's going to go on no matter what, with or without your deaf client. So if you feel confident, especially since you know his background up to this point, what he's been working with, go in and give it your best shot, and then if you're in over your head, speak up and say something. But that's not really what you should do. You should really just say, I can't do this because my partner's not here, and we wouldn't be benefiting our deaf client. But in all honesty, it's gonna happen. Like you were talking in class tonight, these situations you don't want to get in, but they get in and you just kind of make the best of it. And I would assume that's what I would do in this situation. If I did feel completely over my head, then I guess I would have to cancel. But then again, are we leaving our deaf client? We're doing him, I guess the question is, what's the worst disservice? Rescheduling and having him miss out on his first meeting, or going and giving it your best shot and it may not, I don't even know, it may not be the best, but it may not be, words are just not with me today. Blank, absolutely blank. Maybe I should have done this when I was a little more awake, Angie, my apologies. Anyways, what's a worse disservice? Going in and giving it your best shot and it might not be the best job that you could have done if two of you were there, or just canceling the appointment and him having no idea of what happened during the appointment he was supposed to go to. Next page. Sorry, I was checking at the time. I keep forgetting I need to verbalize this. I'm a really slow reader. I'm really sorry, and I have to read things a couple times. That was sorry, I need to complete those thoughts for you. It's kind of gross. I'm assuming it's gross. Where my mind went, it went gross. Completely understandable. This would be a tough situation to interpret. That noise, I don't know who is rapping or playing the ridiculous music, but it's way too loud. It's really distracting. It's been going on for like an hour. It's hard to study like this. Anyways, it's got to be really tough, especially in sensitive topics like this, that it's going to be tough to hear, period, and then relay the information to someone else, and then, you know, just the whole process of the interpreting. The process of the interpreting process. I should really get better at using my words. Anyways, having to just relay information. I don't know why I keep repeating this over and over again. That's got to be really tough, and then it's completely understandable that it may affect you emotionally, and God forbid someone did have like previous experience with this, like, I guess they wouldn't really be getting into this situation, so that would be completely irrelevant. Or if they did, they should have known after the first session not to keep going back. Anyways, we can realize, and if it does affect you, you do have to be careful of the vicarious, whatever else it's called, and you can't let yourself be affected by your work like this, especially at such a sensitive subject. It would not do you or your clients any good. And you just tell your referral agency that they've got to pick someone else because you can't do it the following week. Am I rambling enough? I don't feel like I'm rambling enough. I mean, I feel like I'm saying words that make absolutely no sense, but not really the whole process. I guess I'm doing that now though, so I'm gonna shut up. Not shut up, because that's the point. Anyways. Eek! Oh, how horrible. Ah, what do you do? Oh my god, that's horrible. Well, under our code of professional conduct, you can't really say anything like straight out because that everything that was said during those meetings are completely confidential. But oh my gosh, it's such a sticky situation. Like, you of course want to protect the minors because they're minors, and God, you don't know if anything's happened previously to the children, especially with all the vivid fantasies that guy was expressing during counseling. But part of counseling is getting those expressions out so you don't actually act upon them. However, he's still handling little children, which are not good. So what would you do and why? In all honesty, I would seek advice of one of my fellow interpreters, my confidant, as you call them, because that is such a sticky situation. I wouldn't even know what to do, because of course you naturally want to protect the children, but you can't say anything right away. More people walking by. I'm distracted by shiny objects. I'm sorry. You can't say anything to the children or to the parents or anyone at that event, but you also want to make sure those kids are taken care of. So, like, I don't even know where you'd begin to talk to someone about it. And you can't talk to someone about it because it's all confidentiality. But then again, you don't want the boys to get hurt. So, thanks. Are we really going to be put in these situations? Because that's terrifying. Just saying. Last page. Well, back to this whole what do you do? Like, what can you do realistically? You want to protect the boys, but like, you can't under our confidentiality. And like, by backing out of the situation and saying that you won't interpret, that's not doing anyone any good. And it's not like you will personally be there to make sure the boys are being taken care of, but wouldn't the deaf man recognize you? Like, realistically, especially in like a counseling setting, wouldn't they be very aware that your presence period, especially if you were in the counseling session, wouldn't he automatically, I think he would automatically recognize you right off the bat from, like, once you get there. So if I were him, wouldn't he be more cautious and walking on eggshells? Like, well, although she's got her own CPC, she's still very aware of these very vivid fantasies with young boys that I have, and I might not want to do anything that sounds suspicious because, well, it's just gonna look bad. But like, you can't tell the higher ups or anyone because of the confidentiality, and that then you're gonna think about the small children, and oh, I feel dirty. So I don't know what in all honesty, I don't know what I would personally do. I would seek advice of a confidant and ask for their advice because I wouldn't know what to do. But then again, right on the spot, I'm not gonna be like, hold on just 1 second, and disappear for a half an hour and have a very serious conversation with someone on the phone while I am, 1, not doing my job, 2, being very unprofessional while at my job, and 3, not keeping an eye on the boys. I automatically feel like I am responsible for the boys because I know this bit of information that I should not know but still do know and want to protect them. I do feel really dirty just thinking about it. And it scares me to think we'll actually be in these kind of situations. So I hope I rambled enough, and I hope you have a very good weekend. Bye.